Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. We're going to ask the question today, can other religions be a cult? So thanks for being here. Let's answer that question best we can. You may have a different opinion. Put it in the comments. 2 or 3 sentences at the most. We don't need books in the comment section. But some people, well, you wouldn't believe. You probably would believe. But anyhow, so can other religions be cults? And this is kind of one of the little things in the apologetics cult watch movement that has divided the apologetics movement, because some would say, well, cults are uniquely Christian phenomena. It would only be like the Albanians or the Waldensians, according to a certain group, or something like that. The Bogomils, according to another group, or the Camisards, or the Huguenots, or something like that. And so they would say that other religions they would look at more as world religions and not as a cult. There's other people in the apologetics movement would say, well, no, if they have these certain characteristics of an authoritative leader, authoritarian, not authoritative, non-scriptural writings, giving credence to non-scriptural writings, that's another one of the many classes of a cult and all this kind of thing, that you classify them as a cult. And I've been shocked in my travels around the world, especially kind of out in the middle of nowhere in Nepal, where there was like no water much, no electricity much, and just asking around various people that are acquainted with the culture, and there's people that have gathered themselves around people. They really think that these people have special powers and all this. There was one, I remember when I was in Nepal, this is almost 25 years ago now, and who knows when you'll be watching this, maybe longer than that, and it was like Neil Sedaka's picture was everywhere. Now, it wasn't Neil Sedaka, but it was somebody that looked very much like him, and so I'm asking, like, who is this person? And it was like some guru that so many of the people there, you never hear about it in the West, but somehow they're really into that. Weirdly enough, there are certain Christians in certain parts of the world. Maybe this is even in mega churches, we won't go there, but they look at certain Christian leaders almost that way. And I'm not talking about Mary Baker Eddy or Ellen G. White or Joseph Smith or something like this, William Taze Russell, but just because of their dynamism or something like that. There's that one guy, what was his name? It's Mulabai or something like that. Quillabai. Paulo Quillabai or something in the Philippines, that, in some cases he may border on some of that kind of stuff, or maybe not even border on that. He may just be totally that way. And so it's a fascinating thing about, and this is in the Christian realm, can other religions be a cult? So really, that's kind of a discussion that is had upon apologists. Some would say, no, that's a specifically Christian thing, people who have left Christian orthodoxy. Now, let me just, and others would say, yes, because they would have the qualifications for cult. But now let me just say this too, when you look at Islam, in like the 600s and early 700s AD, so much of it was looked at as a sect of Christianity and not as this totally new religion. And so that's kind of a thing that even has world political ramifications, as does British Israelism, so to speak, as well. But so that's just a question. I'm not going to answer that question really about can other religions be a cult, because I tend to have an extremely narrow view of cultism, because I think usually it's used as a realm to keep people from thinking and asking questions and exploring, and used to slander other people. So you don't have to consider what they say, they're a cult, so don't go into that. We tell our kids or whatever, and it's just kind of a slander. Instead of, well, this is the reason we would disagree with them, but we love them, and the Good Samaritan, on and on and so forth. If we find them side the road, we're going to help them and show them the love of Jesus, and not try to do some 1984 Emmanuel Goldstein thing where it's just trained responses like Pavlov, where we're like, you're a cult, you're a cult, you're a cult, you're a cult. And I don't think that's healthy. So God bless. We love you. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.